Immerse into the world of Karl Marx, a philosopher, economist, and revolutionary socialist, whose ideas changed the course of history. Born in the early 19th century, Marx was a scholar who spent his life examining the social and economic structures that govern our world. His critical analysis of capitalism, a system where the means of production are owned and controlled by a small elite, led him to envision a radically different society. This society, based on socialist ideologies, would be decentralized, empowering the proletariat, or working class, and challenging the bourgeois, or capitalist class. Marx's vision of socialism was rooted in the concept of decentralization. He believed that the power, both political and economic, should not be concentrated in the hands of a few, but rather distributed among the many. This idea was a direct critique of the bourgeois structures that dominated his time and continue to persist today. Marx emphasized the empowerment of the proletariat, viewing them as the driving force of societal change. He argued that the working class, through collective action, could overthrow the capitalist class, seize control of the means of production, and establish a society where wealth and power are shared equitably. But Marx didn't stop at critiquing capitalism and envisioning socialism. He also developed a comprehensive theory of history and society known as historical materialism. This theory explains how economic systems, from feudalism to capitalism, evolve and shape social relations and ideologies. It's a lens through which we can understand the dynamics of class struggle, the rise and fall of economic systems, and the inherent contradictions that lead to social change. Marx's ideas, controversial and revolutionary as they were, have had a profound impact on political thought and social movements worldwide. They have fueled revolutions, informed public policies, and inspired countless individuals to question the fundamental assumptions of capitalism. Marx's ideas continue to influence socio-political landscapes, questioning the status quo and advocating for the underprivileged. Whether you agree with them or not, there is no denying the ripple effects they have had and continue to have on our world. Shift your attention now to a modern-day innovation, Bitcoin, a decentralized digital currency that is reshaping the financial world. This revolutionary technology, born out of the financial crisis of 2008, offers a new approach to monetary transactions, challenging the status quo of traditional centralized financial systems. At the heart of Bitcoin's design is decentralization. It operates on a peer-to-peer network, where transactions are verified by network nodes through cryptography and recorded on a public ledger known as a blockchain. In this system, no single authority, like a bank or government, has control. This is a stark departure from the conventional model where power and control are concentrated in the hands of a few. The role of blockchain technology in Bitcoin's operation is crucial. It provides a transparent and immutable record of all transactions, ensuring trust and security in the system. This open and distributed ledger system negates the need for a central authority, creating an environment where individuals can transact directly with each other. Bitcoin's creation was, in part, a reaction to the failures of centralized financial systems. The financial crisis exposed vulnerabilities in these systems, prompting a call for an alternative that could offer better security, transparency, and control. Bitcoin emerged as that alternative, offering a new paradigm for financial transactions. In essence, Bitcoin has the potential to democratize finance. By removing the need for intermediaries, it allows anyone with an internet connection to participate in the global economy. This could empower individuals, especially those in regions with limited access to traditional banking services. However, it's important to note that while Bitcoin's principles echo some aspects of Marx's ideologies, it also represents a new kind of economic model. It's a form of digital capitalism, where the means of production is code, and the value is derived from the collective belief in the system. Bitcoin, underpinned by blockchain technology, presents an alternative to traditional centralized financial systems, echoing some of Marx's ideologies. Yet, it's still a far cry from the collective ownership and equal distribution of wealth envisioned by Marx. Scene script. Let's delve deeper into the parallels and divergences between Marxist ideologies and Bitcoin. Karl Marx, in his critique of capitalist structures, emphasized the empowerment of the proletariat, the working class, and the decentralization of power. He sought to break the chains of bourgeois control and create a more egalitarian society. On the other hand, Bitcoin, through its blockchain technology, also operates on the principle of decentralization. It was created as a reaction to centralized financial systems, providing a peer-to-peer transaction platform that eliminates the need for intermediaries. The affinity for decentralization and a shared distrust in centralized institutions is a clear point of convergence between Marxism and Bitcoin. Both aim to democratize power, whether it's currency or property, and shift control from a concentrated few to the masses. Marx envisioned a society where the workers control the means of production, while Bitcoin allows anyone to become their own bank. However, it's not all a perfect match. Bitcoin, in many ways, exhibits inherent capitalistic characteristics that Marx would likely have critiqued. The cryptocurrency operates on supply and demand dynamics, often leading to volatile price swings and speculative trading. Individuals can accumulate wealth rapidly, creating a new class of Bitcoin millionaires and billionaires, a far cry from Marx's vision of a classless society. Furthermore, the principles of individualism and collectivism come into play. Bitcoin's design promotes individual sovereignty over one's finances. It's about personal control and freedom, contrasting Marx's idea of collective ownership and communal responsibility. In essence, while both Marx's ideologies and Bitcoin share a common thread of decentralization, they diverge in their approach and philosophy. Bitcoin's laissez-faire, market-driven model stands in stark contrast to Marx's vision of a planned, worker-controlled economy. And while Bitcoin disrupts traditional banking structures, it has yet to significantly alter the capitalist class system that Marx so fervently critiqued. While both share a common thread of decentralization, the mechanisms and implications differ significantly. How does Bitcoin fit into the real-world landscape? And how does its market-driven value align with socialist economies? Bitcoin, in its essence, is a decentralized currency. It empowers individuals to control their own wealth, without any interference from centralized institutions. This aspect of Bitcoin can be seen as a virtual embodiment of proletarian empowerment and a critique against bourgeois structures. However, there's a flip side to this coin, so to speak. Bitcoin's value isn't determined by a central authority or a collective decision. Rather, it's driven by market dynamics, supply and demand. This is where Bitcoin parts ways with Marxist ideologies. In a socialist economy, resources are managed collectively, with stability being a key focus. The value of goods and services is based on their usefulness to society, not their scarcity or popularity. In contrast, Bitcoin's value can be incredibly volatile. It's subject to wild fluctuations based on investor sentiment, market speculation, and even news events. This kind of volatility can lead to significant wealth accumulation for some, while others may suffer losses. Moreover, Bitcoin's utility and accessibility are still subjects of debate. While it has the potential to democratize finance, especially in regions with unstable currencies or limited banking access, it's not without its challenges. The digital divide, the gap between those with and without access to technology and internet, can limit Bitcoin's reach. Furthermore, Bitcoin's influence on class relations and capitalist structures is complex. On one hand, it offers a potential avenue for wealth accumulation and financial independence outside traditional banking systems. On the other hand, its speculative nature and the concentration of Bitcoin wealth among a small percentage of holders suggest that it may exacerbate rather than alleviate wealth inequality. So, while Bitcoin embodies certain aspects of Marxist ideologies, particularly in its decentralization and critique of central institutions, its market-driven value and volatility present stark contrasts to the stability and collective resource management of a socialist economy. The market dynamics of Bitcoin present a fascinating contrast to the stability and collective resource management in a socialist economy. Having traversed the landscape of Marxism and Bitcoin, it's time to summarize our journey. We started by introducing Karl Marx, a philosopher whose ideologies revolved around the decentralization of power, the empowerment of the proletariat, and a critique of bourgeois structures. We then moved on to Bitcoin, a digital currency born out of a reaction to centralized financial systems, offering decentralization through blockchain technology. The comparative analysis revealed striking similarities between the two. Both Marxism and Bitcoin emphasize decentralization and harbor a certain level of distrust for centralized institutions. Both aim at a democratization of currency and property, albeit through different means. However, disparities were also evident. Bitcoin, in many ways, exhibits capitalistic characteristics. It promotes individualism over collectivism, and its role as a speculative asset has led to significant wealth accumulation, a phenomenon Marx would arguably critique. We then ventured into the real-world implications of Bitcoin. Despite its potential for accessibility, issues related to the digital divide cannot be overlooked. Furthermore, its influence on class relations and capitalist structures remains a topic of debate. The market dynamics and value of Bitcoin also presented a stark contrast to Marxist ideals. The volatility of Bitcoin, driven by market forces, stands in opposition to the stability and collective resource management inherent in a socialist economy. As we stand at the crossroads of the past and the future, we must ponder on these points of convergence and divergence. What will be the future of Bitcoin? How will it impact our capitalist societies? Will it continue to align with or diverge from Marxist ideals? These questions remain, inviting us to delve deeper into the dialogue between past ideologies and future innovations. As the world continues to evolve, the dialogue between past ideologies and future innovations will undoubtedly yield fascinating insights.